Example number 4, you can see here, right? So this is something you consider which is going to be required both timer and counter, which is going to be required both timer and counter, right? So both timer and counter means, for example, you can consider anything. For example, you want to in car industry, right, allow 15 cars into the garage, then paint that particular cars up to 15 minutes, then stop spraying the guns, then stop spraying the guns. That means what? So count first 15 cars, right? So then spray 15 minutes, start spraying, then spray 15 minutes, then stop spraying, right? So application like that. For example, you allow 15 members into this particular room, right? Then pour water on that 15 members 15 minutes, then stop, right? Like that, any industrial application you consider, right? You can first visualize the process, then place sensors and actuators required for particular operation, then connect the sensors and actuators to the PLC module, then write a program logic for that particular application, right? That. So now we'll see now, right? Here is, for example, our application is like this. Our application is like this. This is car spraying application, right? So here allow into this particular garage, right, 15 or 20 cars, allow into this particular garage, right? See here, spraying guns are there, right? Alright, spraying guns are there. Spray to this particular cars whenever this 20 cars are entered into this particular garage. Start spraying, right? After 20 minutes, you stop spraying. That is the application, right? So initially, what these are all, these spray guns are off condition only. That means these are all connected with one spray pump or jet pump, which is going to be pump the spray. That means color or something, right? So which is going to be connected. It's initial in the off condition, right? First, what first step is what? Allow 20 cars into this particular one, right? To count this particular 20 cars, right? So what we have to place one proximity sensor here. Without proximity sensor, you cannot count how many cars are entering into this particular garage, right? So this proximity sensor is going to give count of number of cars entering to this particular garage, right? Once it is reached 20, right, then start this particular pump, right, on this particular pump to 15 minutes, then stop that particular jet pump, right? So for that application, you need to write a program now. Right? Say here, connect this particular connection diagram. That means these sensors and actuators, we need to connect it to the PLC module. Need to be connected to the PLC module, right? So now connect this particular one initially, right? You can add this to this particular process something also, right? Something means you can place here one gate here, right? Right? So open that gate first, right? Then count, right? If 20 reach, close that particular count, right? Then start that particular painting, maintain 20 seconds, 20 minutes, then stop, right? Like that, if we keep on add something to this particular application, we need to add some more in sensors and actuators, right? So but initially is the basic thing you consider, that without considering all this extra add-ons to this particular process, right? Simple process, allow 20 cars on this particular spray 20 minutes, then or 15 minutes, then stop the spraying, right? So for this application, you just see here how connection diagram is, right? Input module, right? CPU, output module, output module, right? So proximity sensor you consider here. So initially you consider one switch push button uh, to just this is the manual switch. We are manually you can control and stop this particular operation. All right. So both are going to be connected to the line voltage. Line voltage. This line voltage is going to take from the input module of the input power supply module of the input module, right? So this is the push button master control. This one is the proximity sensor 1. Proximity sensor 1. Both are going to be control what? This the spray pumping motor. Spray pumping motor, right? What it's going to be connected to the some address 0.3 for example, 0.3 for example, right? So this is the way you need to connect, right? Normally initially this should be in the off condition. This should be in the off condition, right? So it needs to be start first count, then it needs to be start timing, right? Timing, right? So you'll see now. Now PLC logic for this particular application or PLC ladder program for this application. Alright. So here see here. So first what? We need to count 20. We need to count 20, right? Reset and we need to count. We're going to get some count output, that means whether reach 20 cores or not, right? 20 cores or not, right? So what is the preset value for this particular counter? Counter 20, right? It's going to be use some holding register 0.75 for example, right? So what is the input reset whenever this button push button is on, right? It needs to be reset. It needs to be reset, right? So its address is here. You also you need to give some address 0.2 and 0.3, right? So based on the terminal you are going to be connected, right? So here is what 0.2. Whenever that push button is on, it's going to be start process. It's going to be start process, right? So that is going to be take input from the what pulses proximity sensor 1. Its address is what? Its address is what? I 0.3, right? So it is going to give pulses from the proximity sensor 1. Proximity sensor 1. So that means one car entered means it is giving one pulse to the terminal number 4, that corresponding bit in the input image block is going to be 1. That is going to give activation once. Once it is activated, what will happen? The value present in this particular holding register is incremented, right? It's keep on incrementing until it's reached 20. That means until it's reached 20, this is output is 0 only. Output is 0 only. After it's entered, for example, Q 0.1, its address, for example, right? The bit output bit corresponding output bit Q 0.1 is going to be 1 after 20 cores are entering into this particular garage, right? Even it's 19 entered, it is in the low condition only. It is in the low condition only, right? So when this particular output is going to be high, this holding register value should be equal to 20 preset value. So this is the up counter. You see, you need to write here up counter, right? So it's keep on incrementing for every one pulse. That means for every car one car entered, it is giving one pulse like this, right? For every one car entered, it is giving one pulse, right? That is the reason for every one car entered, this value present in the holding register is keep on incrementing. This value when it's equal to preset value after entering 20 cars, both are going to be equal. Output is going to be high. Once it is high, then it needs to be start timer application. Right? So once it is reached Q 0.1, right? Same thing, at the same time it needs to be run, right? So here is what start spraying spray gun. So whenever is this output is high, 0.1, right, its address you need to give is whatever the address here is there, q 0.2, right, q 0.2, right. What timer you need to give, its address is what, spray jet is going to be connected to q 0.3, here spray gun, right, paint spray gun is going to be connected. So this value, what is the preset value, how many minutes you want, for example 15 minutes, equivalent value we need to place here 15 minutes, right. So register anyway you consider holding register, for example 102, right. So now you can see here, now you can see here, right, overall program. So you just observe this particular program one by one now, right. This is the logic you are going to use, this is the timer, sorry, counter, this is the timer, here see, whenever you push on this push button, it is going to be reset, it's going to be reset, then this is going to be reset, right. This is going to be reset means this holding register is going to become all zeros, right, reset, right. For every one entered into this particular car, entered into this particular car, right, it's keep on increment the count present in this particular register until it's reached 20. Once it is reached 20, this output is going to be high, right. Whenever this output is high, that means after reaching 20, whenever 20 cars are entered into the garage, this output is high. Whenever this output is high, its address is, see here, q 0.1, right, its bit is high. So this same address is given as a to reset this particular timer as well as to run this particular timer. This is the reset button of the timer, reset input, this is the run input of the timer, right. So both are going to be start at the same time, whenever this is high, so this one is also going to be high. Whenever this is high, what will happen, it's going to be start spray gun, that means this spray is going to be start, this spraying is going to be start. So 20 cars are here, right, then only it's going to be high, right. Whenever this is high, here timer is going to be reset as well as to start running the timer, in the similar way, in the parallelly, simultaneously, right. So this is going to be high, that is the reason it's already normally closed contact, this spray gun is going to be start spraying, these spray guns are going to be start spraying, right. Why, because this is going to be high, whenever this is high, it's going to be start, timer is going to start, at the same time this spray gun is also going to be start, because this is high, normally open contact is going to be activated, is already normal closed contact, right. This spray gun is going to be run, that means that pump is connected to the spray gun is going to be on, so spraying is going to take place. How much time its spraying is going to take place, the paint is going to spraying on this particular cars, right. So after 15 minutes, this is going to be high, output is going to be high, up to this 15 minutes, this output of this particular timer is 0 only. After 15 minutes, this output is going to be high. Whenever this is high, q 0.2 is high, this normally closed contact is going to be open. Then correspondingly, this pump connected to the painting spray gun is going to be off. Painting spray gun is going to be off. That means what? 20 minutes, after reach 20 cars, 15 minutes is going to be sprayed, then it's going to be stopped. That is going to be stopped. That is only our requirement for this. Initially, that application only you consider. For that application only you written PLC logic, right? See, very simple. Two timer, counter and timer you are going to be used, right? So after reaching 20 count, it is high. After reaching 20 count, it is high. Whenever this is high, timer is also going to be start, spray is also going to be start, right? After 15 minutes, this output is high, that is going to be disconnect. That means that is deactivate this particular one. Then spray gun is going to be stop. Spray gun is going to be stop spraying, right? So by that time, 20 minutes spraying, sorry, 15 minutes spraying is going to be happen on the 20 cars, right? So this is the way both timer and counter, both timer and counter is going to be used for the any application, combination of timer and counter. This is the one example. This is the one example. Like that, any example you can consider, any example you can consider, and for that application, visualize this particular one process. First sketch process, then place according to our task sensors and actuators, then connect sensors and actuators to the PLC module. Then you come to understand that addresses of the sensors and actuators, which are used to give the address of the contacts in the PLC logic, right? Then you can write a PLC logic, right, by using normal contacts and coils or using in combination with timers and counters, right? So this is the one application using timers and counters, right? We will see other example. Now thing is like this: allow 20 or 50 students into this particular room after 1 hour. Right? Stand here, count, look at this particular one. After 20 minutes, allow 50 members into this particular room. That is our application, for example. That is our application, right? For that application, you just write a program by using the counter and timer, right? So this is the example, another example, right? Fifth example. This is room is there. For example, this is the room. This is the room, right? So for this room, right? So what we have to do? Wait 20 minutes. First is what? First step is what? 20 minutes. All right. 20 minutes. Wait 20 minutes. Look at this particular 20 minutes. After that, allow 15 members, 50 students into this particular room. Right. So that is the application. Right. So otherwise, we can say that. So whatever the door is there, which is going to be connected with one motor, right? Open that particular motor, means door, right? Count 20 minutes, look at 20 minutes, right? Then allow 50 students, then close the motor. That means close off that particular motor, which is used to close the door. So that is the application. If, for example, you consider this room is there, right? Open the door, right? After opening the door, just check wait 20 minutes, then allow students into this particular room. After entering 50 students, close this particular door. This is the application if you consider, right? This is the just I am taking live example, right? For this example, all right, what are the sensors are required and what are the actuators are required, right? So actuator 1 here is required is one motor you need to connect it to this particular door, right? So actuators are going to become one motor which is going to be connected to the door, right? Sensors or switches is going to become one. After opening this particular door, wait 20 minutes. To count 20 minutes, we need one timer, right? One timer. Then allows 50 students. 50 students means to count 50 students, right? We need one proximity sensor, right? Here proximity sensor one is required, right? So then allow 50 students. Allow 50 students means 50 students to students for the one counter is required, right? After 50 students entered, just off this particular motor, that means close the door, right? So that is the application, for this application. First you connect connection diagram, right? Sensors and actuators you just connect, right? Connection diagram if you see here, right? Connection diagram. CPU, same thing. You can also draw this particular one, and you can also just connect according to your task, right? Here you connect proximity sensor, proximity sensor 1, line voltage, right? Its address is something 0.3, right? Output motor which is going to connected to the door, its address is for example 0.3, 0.3, like that you connected. Alright, so for this one you need to write a program. So why you need to connect like this? To know the address of the particular input signal as well as output signal, right? Now we'll see the ladder logic for the this particular application, right? See, here we have a positive rail, this one is the negative rail, right? Power rails, right? Positive and negative rail, right? Now what we have to do? First, initially open the door, right? So to open the door, initially to open the door, first open the door. So to open the door, you just place here another push button, that means to reset button, right? Line voltage you need to connect, right? Push button here you add, its address is maybe for example 0.5, you connected, right? Whenever you push this particular button, it's going to be on, that means open, it's going to be open, right? So its address is what? Push button address is what? I 0.5, right? So here is what? Output motor is going to be connected to what address? 0.3, it's open now, right? It's a motor. Or otherwise you can say that this rung you need to write here, right? Something here, alright. So its address is what? I 0.5, right? We'll give this address later. Q 0.3, it's going to be connected to the motor, right? So for this, anyway you written here, so here is no need to write, right? You see now. So initially what? Motor is in the on condition only. Whenever you push this particular button, right, it is going to be open on the motor, it's going to be open the door, it's open the door. Now we need to wait. Whenever next step is what? We need to wait 20 minutes, right? Whenever this is open, first is you need to use timer, it's start run. Whenever it's push button is on, right, it is going to be start reset the register, holding register something 107, right? So preset value how much you need to place, how many minutes? 20 minutes. It's equivalent value you need to place in this particular preset value register, right? So output is going to be something, for example Q 0.1. See here, open this motor. Whenever you push this particular push button, right, motor is going to be on. That is the reason motor connected to the door is going to be open. Whenever it's open, start timing, right? So that means what? This is the run, start run, right? Same time it's going to be run, right? At the same, sorry, this is the reset, this is the reset contact to reset this particular holding register. Then it needs to be run, both reset and run is going to be start whenever this is going to be you push the button, door opening as well as start timing will takes place, right? So when this particular output is going to be high, whenever this particular count in this particular count in the holding register is equal to preset value which is the value equivalent to the 20 minutes, if both are equal, then only it's going to be high, then only it's going to be high. Up to that time it is in the low only, it is in the low only, output is low only. After 20 minutes only it's going to be high. After door opening it start timing, after 20 minutes only it's going to be start timing, right? It's going to be start, that means output is going to be high, output is going to be high, right? After 20 minutes you allow the students, right? Allow the students, right? So here counter is required, counter, this one is the timer, this one is the counter, right? What is this one? Reset or enable terminal. This one is what? This is the pulse. Here you need to give pulse to this particular terminal, right? Here preset value how much? 50. You need to allow 50. Your holding register something you need to use 2076 for example, right? When this output is going to be high, output may consider for example 0.2, right? So this is the timer output for 20 minutes, right? This is the counter output for 50 count, for 50 count, right? See here, whenever reset, when it needs to be reset after 20 minutes, that is the reason it needs to be reset with output of this particular timer, this particular timer, right? Whenever this is high, this counter is going to be reset, it's going to be reset. Then if any one student entered into this particular room, then proximity sensor is giving one pulse, proximity sensor is going to be connected to the terminal I 0.3, that is the reason here you need to give address 0.3. For every one student entered into this particular room, it is giving one pulse to this particular CPU, one high to this particular CPU through this particular proximity switch. That means it's going to be closed. Once someone is entered, it's going to be closed. It's giving high value, right? For every one input pulse to this particular terminal, right, value present in the holding register is incrementing, right? So it's keep on incrementing until the preset value 50, right? So once it is reached 50, this output is going to be high, right? Once it is high, what will happen? Same address if you give here Q 0.2, right? This normally closed contact is going to be open, this motor is going to be off, means it's going to be closed, right? So like that, it's when we can write program by using timer and counter, right? So in these two examples are like this. First example is what? Count, then maintain some time and out, right? Operation like that. So in the second this example, right, wait some time, then count, then do something, right? So like that, for any application if you consider, you can write a program. My intention is what? How you are going to use timers and counters individually as well as in both for different application. This is the other example which is going to be used both counter and timer. Like that, any example you consider, any process you consider, and you can write a program for any process which is going to be used for both counting and timer, right, along with contacts and coils, right? So you can consider any application, right? In the similar way you can write program just by visualizing, right? You can add add-ons also, this particular one, right? Add-ons means whenever 50 entered, right, on lights and fans in this particular room, right, or fans on, lights off, like that, anything you can add to this particular application. Added devices you need to connect to the PLC module, and how you want to control first you think, then for the to control like that we need to change this particular program, right? According to the application you need to change this particular program, right? We will keep on discussing some more instructions, and we are going to be extend this particular application, right? So this is the one application, right? So we'll see other application, that means how many students are entering into this particular row for minute, that means rate of entering into this particular room. That is also you can consider. That means not only this example, in industry also, right, how many bottles are coming out for minute. That means rate of devices outing through that particular run. If you know for how many bottles are outing for a minute, you can say that for hour this many bottles, and for 8 hours this many bottles, right? Based on that you can say that this is the capacity of this particular industry. This industry is able to out 1000 bottles for a day. For a day means for a day, for example 8 hours are working hours, for a day 1000 bottles are outing, right? So to know that particular one also, you can write a PLC logic. We'll see in the next example this one, rate of flow. How many devices are entering or outing through this particular way? How many devices, right? How many bottles or how many goods outing for the through this particular way for minute, right? So this is the count, and this one is the time, right? Count by time, right? How many devices or how many bottles are outing through this particular way for minute, right? This is the application. So how many whenever you say that, you need to place one proximity sensor to count that particular one. For the timer anyway, to start the to on and stop this particular way, we have some master control switch, one push button, and one motor which is going to be connected to this particular any conveyor which is going to carry this particular one, right? For example, in this room, how many entered into means door opening and closing. So in industry, conveyor on and off, right? To just whenever on, conveyor start, that means it is allowing the devices to carry, right? In the similar way, whenever you open the door, you are going to be allow the students into this particular room, right? So like that, rate of any application you consider, right? So for that we need one motor which is going to be connected to on and off this particular turning on and off this particular conveyor belt, and one push button. This is the master control, that means to on and off this particular motor which is going to be connected to the conveyor belt, right? One proximity sensor you need to place, that means to count how many devices entering to this particular way, onto the conveyor belt, right? So this is the just application layout diagram, and how we are going to place sensors and actuators, right? So now connect this particular one, connection diagram. You see this particular diagram, right? So input module is there, right, connected to the CPU, right? So CPU is connected to the output module, input module, and output module, right? So how many sensors are there? This is the one push button, master control, the connected to the terminal number, for example 3, right? Another proximity sensor, proximity sensor 1, right? Both are connected to the line voltage, right? Proximity sensor 1. So it is also has some address 0.4, right? Now it is going to be connected to the this motor, which is on end of the conveyor belt. Maybe it's connected to 0.3, right. So now write a program, right. Now PLC ladder logic for this particular application. Example number 5. All right. So here is what ladder logic for this particular application, right. So look at this particular one. This is the positive and negative rails, right. Negative rails, right. So now you can write what is this one, just on this one on the motor master switch, something, right. What is the input address of the push button? I 0.2, right. This one will give, in future will give address. What is, so this is to on the conveyor motor. So conveyor motor is going to connected to address 0.3, right. Whenever supply is given, that means whenever you push this particular button, motor is going to be start. Conveyor belt is going to start. Otherwise, in second example, the door is going to be open. Right. Now what, how many devices are entering, right. So for that, for every 1 minute, right. First we are going to use timer, output, and second thing is start and taking pulses, reset. This is the counter output, all right. This is the output. See here, what is, this is the timer, this is the counter. So both are have a register. This one is the holding register 1 or 2 you consider. For example, this one is the register, holding register 075 you consider, right. So this is the preset value register. This one is also preset value register, right. So this is run, this is the, sorry, this is the reset terminal. This one is also reset terminal, right. This one is the run terminal. This one is the pulse we need to give, right. So pulse, that means for every 1 pulse it's going to be incremented, count, right. Here you place maximum count in the timer. Preset value is the maximum count in the preset value register for this particular counter, and this one is the 1 minute. 1 minute. Preset value in this particular timer is going to be set to the 1 minute. 1 minute. When this particular timer and counter need to be start, when this particular timer counter need to be reset, whenever you push this particular push button, whenever this conveyor belt is start, right. That means whenever you push the button, motor should be on, right. Conveyor going to be start, right. So like that, this one is, this one you see, this one is, whenever you start, what will happen? This motor is going to be start. The similarly, it needs to be reset. This is also need to be reset. I 0.2 only. This is also need to be reset. Timer is need to be reset. Counter is need to be reset. That means both are need to be start, right? I am counting and time both need to be start at same time, right? Within 1 minute, how many entered, right. For that particular purpose, both are going to be reset at the same time. Whenever you push the button, right, motor, that means conveyor belt is going to be start, as well as this register is going to be reset, and this holding register also going to be reset, right. So timer need to be run whenever you reset. Whenever this particular reset, this timer need to be run. That is the reason same address I given for this contact on run contact also, right. So whenever you reset, this is going to be zeros, and this is also going to be start running. This is also need to be start running, right. So in the similar way, this one is also, this one is also, right. Input is 0.2, right, this contact, right. So this one is going to be get output q 0.1, for example. This one is the q 0.2. This is also logic, this is also logic, q 0.1. So whenever 1 minute is completed, 1 minute is completed, it needs to be stopped 0.1 for this particular normally closed contact. This one is there, another contact. This contact is going to be get the pulses, going to get the pulses from the proximity sensor 1. Proximity sensor 1. That means what? This proximity sensor is going to be count how many bottles are entering, right. This proximity sensor, this is giving pulse to this particular terminal, fifth terminal, right. So same address you need to give here. What terminal we connected? I 0.4, 0.4, right. See this logic, see whenever you start push button, right, conveyor belt going to be start moving, right. So timer at the same time, timer is going to be reset and start timer is also going to be start, right. Counter is going to be reset, counter is going to be reset, but it is not going to, it is taking count from this particular proximity sensor, right. So this is normally open connected. Whenever you start timer, it is activated, it is also going to be activated, it is also going to be reset, and it is going to be activated. So this is normally closed contact, normally closed contact, it addresses this output address, right. So that is also not a problem, right. For every one pulse, it is going to be increment the value present in this particular counter, right. Up counter, it's going to be increment one count, right. So see, this is going to be take until this is high, right. If it, sorry, until this is low, once this is high, this is going to be activated, right. Normally closed contact is going to be open, then this is going to be stop taking count even though your bottles are entered, right. It's not going to be take input count, it is input count we are going to get in this particular counter, what, how many bottles in 1 minute, right. After 1 minute, this is output is going to be high, then this going to be disconnected, until it is in the low condition. This is going to be take input pulses. By that time, it's going to be increment. For every one pulse, this value is going to be incremented. After 1 minute, it's going to be open. Why? Because this is going to be I, means normally closed contact is going to become open. By that time, if holding register is going to be contain some value, that is going to be is the net count for minute, right. So you can see in this particular holding register value, that is going to become the in 1 minute how many devices are entered, right. So by that time, if you give, if it is high, it is not going to be high, right. This, if this address if you give here, right, once it is high, motor is going to be stop, otherwise you can, without using this particular contact also, keep on moving the conveyor belt, right. So here you can see, you have to observe that how timer and counter here used to sense how many devices entered into, or how many bottles are entering or moving for minute, or how many students are entering into this room for minute, right. See this contact, just observe this particular contact. Whenever push button is on, motor is on, right, timer is going to be reset and start running, right. This is going to be reset, right. So these are goals. This contact is also active condition, this is also active condition. For every one pulse, the count in this particular holding register is incrementing, right. So whenever this is high, that means after 1 minute anyway timer output is high. Whenever this is high, this is going to be disconnected, right. By that time, whatever the value is present in this particular timer counter, that is the count in 1 minute, right. This is the way you need to write a logic for the rate, to find out the rate of the device entering into the, or rate of the bottles, or rate of the students entering into this particular room, or any similar application, This is the other application of the timer and counter, timer and counter. Right, like this we have seen so many examples, right. So here from starting onwards, right. So we have seen example here, right. Example here, to, on off control of this particular lights, right. So then we'll see, then we have seen here how up counter and is counter is going to be work, right. Then you can see here how up counter with some example, right. And then we have seen this particular one, down counter with example, like that one by one using timer and counter we have seen different application and different examples. So in any application what we have done is that, right, first thing is that what application, right. Application is what? Just visualize and sketch that particular application. Then in the second stage, you place sensors and actuators. In third stage, you connect sensors and actuators to PLC module. Then write a program, right? So then obviously software and hardware is you are done, right? So you are going to get the output control automation will takes place, right. This is the way timer and counter is going to be used, right. We'll see in the next class how different applications for, that means other instructions are there, that is machine control instruction. We'll see those instructions in the next class, right. Thank you.